Hi, my name is Mohammad Saleem. I'm an attorney at the law firm of Davis and Danusa Ikhlas and Saleem. I've been practicing immigration law since 2010, and as you can kind of see right behind me, I'm in front of 26 Federal Plaza. I just got done with a green card interview for some of my clients, and I want to make a brief video about the most common questions that my clients encounter at their green card interview. Generally speaking, there are four areas that are covered in the green card interview. They are one, the bona fide marriage. When you're getting a green card through a citizen, the person who is the applicant has to establish that he's in a bona fide marriage. The second is related to admissibility and eligibility. That's how you enter the country, what visa you might have come in, and so forth, and what's your current status right now. The third is related to criminal history and character. And fourth is related to the continuity of the marriage to show that you've been in that marriage, as that's the basis for you being able to get the green card. So I'll touch on all those points. The first point related to the bona fide marriage is something you must establish because you filed the I-130 petition, you're trying to get the adjustment of status of 485 on the basis of marriage, so you must establish to the immigration officer that you are in fact in a bona fide marriage. Now, so some things that they look at, the questions they ask you generally are related to how did you meet your spouse, when did you meet your spouse, what are the circumstances that arose, were you dating before you got married, do you know family members of the other person, those types of questions related to the relationship. Some of those could be personal questions they may ask you in some of my interviews. They've asked the husband or the wife to identify family members in photos and so forth. So you want to bring evidence related to that how you met, and you want to know, you're able to tell your story when you got married and your relationship started. Now, the second set of questions are related to the applicant who's trying to get the green card, how he or she is eligible. That's important for immigration because if they're going to adjust your status through the 485 adjustment of status application, they want to know what was the status that you entered into the United States. Now, that's important because if you entered with a visa, you're eligible to adjust your status, but if you just cross the border, you may have to go through a more complex process after your I-130 is approved and so forth. The other thing is that they want to know about generally what's your immigration status while you've been in America. Did you try to change visas? Did you try to apply for any other type of relief? Were you ever in immigration court? So those are the type of questions that you're going to have to be able to answer related to your eligibility and admissibility and how you enter the country. The third set of questions are all related to how the person has to establish good moral character as well as having no real criminal history. It's not the worst thing in the world if you've had a criminal history in the past. You have to be able to explain what the circumstances were, have documentation to prove that there was either a favorable outcome or the charges were dropped or nothing happened as a result of that criminal arrest. Anything like that. You need to disclose affirmatively about any arrests or criminal proceedings that you were involved with, whether you were arrested or not. That's very specific within the 485 set of questions, whether in the United States or overseas and so forth. So those are all important questions and go towards the issue related to good moral character. Now that's important as well. If you want to be able to say to the government that you're a good person, you've got to be able to file your taxes and pay your taxes and not break any other types of civil laws as well within the United States. And the fourth and arguably the most important part is to show not only that once you enter the bona fide marriage with the other person that you've been able to maintain the marriage continuously. And how do you establish that? Well, you've got to establish that by providing documentation throughout the continuity of the marriage. So for example, you must be paying your taxes, filing your taxes together as a husband and wife, if that's the basis of you trying to adjust your status. You must be doing paying other bills together. You should have insurance, whether it's health insurance for yourself and your wife, preferably together on the same policy. You should have other types of financial evidence to show that you're in a relationship together, such as utility bills, showing that you live together at this place and you pay your bills together, whether it's in person or online, whatever, it doesn't make a big difference, but you must be able to show that. If you have a lease from your landlord, if you're renting, whether you own a house together, whatever the circumstances are, you have to show that continuously since the date of your application till the date of your interview that you've been in that marriage together and you have the financial evidence for that. Thank you.